Gervonta Tank Davis crashes out on Shakur Stevenson on Twitter. And after he crashed out, he deleted his Twitter account and also confirmed that he will be retiring from the sport of boxing after he fights Jake Paul in November. The fight is on November 14th. This is sad, man. You think of all of the potential that Gervonta Tank Davis has, and he's never going to show his full potential. He's never going to really challenge himself and really fight guys that the boxing fans want to see him fight. You know, instead of getting in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, you know, he rather just go on Twitter, you know, post a couple tweets at Shakur Stevenson and then delete the tweets. He's been doing this his whole career, tweeting and deleting, right? That's like Gervonta Tank Davis's superpower. Rehydration clauses, tweeting and deleting, you know, putting his hand on women and going to jail. That's his superpower, man. And I think now that he's been exposed after that fight with Lamont Roach Jr., you know, I think he just knows that, you know, he's not that guy. You know, he's not that guy. He's not even willing to prove to himself. Fuck the boxing fans. He's not willing to prove to himself that he's the best boxer in his weight class. You know, this is the guy that used to say he was the face of boxing. This is a guy that said in the interview he thinks he's better than Floyd, and he lied and said he had a 6-7 fight deal where he was going to fight Shakur and Devin and Tio. And now all of a sudden at 30 years old, you're going to retire from the sport of boxing because you had a draw with Lamont Roach Jr. and you took a knee. So all of this started because today on Twitter, Gervonta Davis posted a tweet, and this is what he had to say. He said, "Boxing definitely did a turn. It went from that side to that side, and this shit has no loyalty, so why would I care? I move accordingly. Boxing is dead." He said that in capital letters, that boxing is dead. So one of Gervonta Davis's biggest fans, Ray Jackson, shout out to Ray Jackson, he responded to Tank and said, "All you got to do is fight Shakur." So Tank responds and says, "LOL. That's how I know it's hate and jealousy. Because you're not even telling me to fight my rematch. Telling me to fight someone else when you got hurt and more shit in the fight, but y'all dick riding his big bro now. Where was this energy 2-3 fights again? You are a real lame. Y'all all are." So Gervonta Davis is basically saying that, you know, just 2-3 years ago, everybody was saying that Shakur Stevenson was a boring fighter. Everybody was talking about how he runs. But after his most recent performance against William Zepeda, where he stood in the pocket for all 12 rounds and outboxed William Zepeda, you know, Gervonta Davis feels like people are just dick riding Shakur because, you know, it's a cool thing to dick ride Shakur and hate on Gervonta Davis. I completely disagree. I think that Shakur, listen, I was one of Shakur's biggest haters. I used to call him Shakira Twitterson, right? I was very impressed with his performance against William Zepeda. I love how he was doing the Floyd Mayweather shoulder roll, and I think he outboxed and put on a masterclass performance against William Zepeda. Did he get hurt in that fight? Yes, he did get rocked in that fight, right? Looked like he almost got dropped. But, I mean, he recovered very quickly and continued to dominate the fight. I only had Zepeda winning two rounds out of that fight. I scored it 12-2 Shakur. Not 12-2, 10-2 Shakur. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue with the tweets. So Shakur Stevenson responds and says, "You so lame is getting out of hand now. And on my kid, I wasn't hurt, but wobbled several times. But you was wobbled several times in your last fight, goofball." So Gervonta responds and says, "How much you making the fight, Tio? Like I said, you was hurt, and you know I know that's why you in my mentions right now. I know what I did to you when we sparred, and you know how you will feel if I said I would give you a payday. But I'm turning my back. Get it out the mud, pussy." So Gervonta Tank Davis is claiming that Shakur only wants to fight him because he wants a payday. Gervonta Davis, let me explain something to you, bro. Not everybody only cares about money like you. There's guys like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, even though Ryan Garcia is a cheater. Boxers like this, they actually want to be great. They actually want to, you know, be in the Hall of Fame of boxing. They actually care about their boxing legacy. Gervonta Davis, just because, you know, you feel like you're getting paid more than Shakur and all these other guys, that doesn't mean that guys want to fight you just to get a payday. These guys want to fight you to prove that they're the best. What don't you understand about that? Why are you shaming Shakur Stevenson for wanting to fight you to prove that he's the best. You know what's crazy? I've never heard an interview where Shakur Stevenson was saying that, you know, he only wants to fight this guy for money. The only time I heard Shakur say that was when Devin Haney offered him a chance to fight him at 135 for all of the belts, and he felt like he was getting lowballed, right? I think Shakur should have took that fight, but Shakur is not even a flashy guy, bro. You don't see Shakur Stevenson on Instagram showing off his cars and showing off his mansions. You don't see him doing that. You know, Devin Haney is more flashy than Shakur is, so, you know, I think you just capping, bro. I think you just trying to twist the narrative and make it seem like Shakur just wants a payday. So Shakur Stevenson responds and says, "That's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with your soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz." So Gervonta Davis responds and says, "The people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be." What did he say? He can't. You know, Gervonta Davis is illiterate like Floyd Mayweather, so he don't know how to speak and type properly. But this is what he typed. He said, "I'll be bring the fight to you. This nigga a made up character. Blessings upon you. Clown ass nigga wanna be Kevin Gates." Okay. Anyway, another fan responded and said, "Just fight him, bruh." Tank responded and said, "No, I'll be helping their whole side, which I'm not doing. Fuck up." So Shakur responds and says, "You took a knee in the middle of your last fight like a fucking amateur, talking about you got grease in your eyes, all because the fight was getting tough." That's all facts, yo. Shakur is killing Tank on Twitter, right? I'm sorry, like Shakur is. This is like a complete domination from Shakur Stevenson on Twitter, man. Going at Tank, man. He got Tank looking crazy. He goes on to say, "You didn't get on here crying about people being fake, but you the fakest nigga in boxing. What happened to your 6-7 fight deal? Fuck, nigga." Gervonta Davis responds and says, "They trying to cash you out, fam. What you not realizing? Nobody wants to fight." He said, "Nobody wants to see you fight. You born in the ring and you born outside the ring. W, a big ass gap. The pushing the narrative that I'm scared of you when you and me know that is not true. It's nobody wants to see you fight. They loses money when you fight. Your own daughter said you almost got knocked out." Once again, Gervonta Davis, bro, you are illiterate, bro. You do not know how to type properly and you don't know how to speak properly. You shouldn't have dropped out of the 3rd grade to become a professional boxer, bro, because it's embarrassing that you don't know how to type and spell words properly, bro. You got me feeling a little slow even reading this bullshit. So Shakur Stevenson responds and says, "Yeah, I'm done, gang. You got it. Man's bragging about my daughter saying what she said. Tank, I wish you nothing but the best for your career and family. I never had no hatred for you. It was all business. But I'm better than you at boxing and you know it. I'm satisfied with that." See, words like that, right? If you're a true competitor, words like that should make you want to actually get in the ring and show somebody that's saying something like that they're capping. But instead of doing that, Gervonta Davis rather tweet and delete a tweet and then never make the fight. This is what he did this to Lomachenko. He did this to Devin Haney. He did this to Regis Prograis. He did this to Gary Russell Jr. He did this to Tevin Farmer. I remember when Gervonta Davis had a real scuffle in real life with Tevin Farmer, where Tevin Farmer was in his face talking shit, calling him out for a fight, and Tank pushed him, and the fight never happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy, like, I just don't get how this guy's brain works. So Tank responds and says, "You're not, and just how you say all that buddy shit, I know that's what you want. Shake up after the fight and shit right. Fam, fuck you." Wow. That's your response, Tank? That's your response? I just think you scared you're gonna lose, bro. So anyway, Shakur responds and says, "Stay blessed, little sis." And after this, Gervonta Tank Davis actually deleted his Twitter. He deleted his Twitter, y'all. So, yeah, man, it's confirmed. Gervonta Davis is going to retire from the sport of boxing. Thank God, man. We don't need... Listen, I know Gervonta Davis has a lot of fans, but we don't need guys like Gervonta Davis in the sport of boxing because he's not giving us the fights that we want to see, y'all. Like, in all actuality, bro, I know we're all going to watch the fight, But none of us should support this fight between Tank and Jake Paul because number one, it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. Number two, it's a fight that nobody asked for. And number three, this guy's gonna make $40+ million, and he's gonna leave the sport high and dry. He's gonna leave all of his fans high and dry. Why would you want to support a guy like that? And you know what's disgusting? I see so many Gervonta Tank Davis fans defending Tank, and the number one thing that they talk about is how much money Gervonta Davis makes. Why would you feel comfortable bragging about another man's money, right? Like, why are you proud of bragging about another man making $40 million when you haven't even made $100,000? You haven't even made $10,000. You haven't even made $50,000, right? You don't even own property. You don't even got your own apartment. Why are you bragging about another man's money that don't give a fuck about you? Gervonta Davis, to all of the Gervonta Davis fans out there, this nigga, if you met this nigga in person, he wouldn't even take a picture with you. He wouldn't even sign an autograph for you. The nigga wouldn't even tell you happy birthday. You know? And that's to the male and the female fans, because this guy has been accused of domestic violence multiple times. He puts his hands on women, not just men. So it's just disgusting to see that there's people that support this type of pussy nigga behavior, you know, because they want to be fans of somebody. You know what I'm saying? But yet these same people hate on Devin Haney, right? Win, lose, or draw, who is continuing to give boxing the fights that they want to see. Regardless of how the performance turns out, regardless if he wins or loses or whatever, this man is testing himself to be great. This man is having fights that's going to help his legacy, elevate the sport of boxing as a whole, and to put himself in the Boxing Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. So to everybody listening to this video, man, start praising the real niggas in boxing. The niggas that's giving y'all the fights that y'all want to see. Guys like Shakur, guys like Devin, you know what I'm saying? Guys like Terrence Bud Crawford, you feel me? Support the real ones in the sport of boxing, man. Because guys like Gervonta Davis, they just here to collect a check and to take the least amount of risk as possible. Remember, for a long time, Gervonta Davis was trying to blame Floyd Mayweather for him not giving the fans the fights they want to see. He's no longer with Floyd Mayweather. So this is how you know this was Gervonta Davis the whole time. He was always scared to fight these guys. So with that being said, man, let me know what you guys think about this video. It's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, leave a comment, share the video to your mama. I'm out.